All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers, this is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown, day 398, I think. It's getting hard to keep track nowadays. So what's going on? What's going down? We've got continued, well, as you can see off on the sides of the viewfinder here, and from some other posts I may have made elsewhere on social media, we have further urban blight and decay on the West Coast, right here in Seattle, as a case study in such things. What's going on? What's going down? We've got, oh God, it's on the one hand, it's Friday, okay? It's been a long week. I broke down some news cycles over the week, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying to sort all this nonsense out, because it's perpetual lies, deceptions, distortions, manipulations, fabrications, and other issues I don't even know about. Like I covered yesterday, the absurdity of the Biden administration being like, come on, man, there's no crisis at the southern border, even though there's clearly a crisis. We've got even mainstream lib, news reporting on massive spikes in crossings. Now, hi. I've said this before, which is the same argument that is this administration is incompetent and that's what's causing this to happen, and oh my God, this is out of control, is the same line of reasoning that will lead to somebody saying, well, clearly this is a humanitarian crisis, which, it is by various metrics. This is a humanitarian crisis, and what we need to do is just open the border and grant amnesty to all these people. So for all of the right-wing alarmists who are I've dunked on the Biden administration or the Harris administration, am I right? For this, the feeling, the narrative in the popular media is going to be, oh my God, look at how terrible it is for these kids, wrapped up like baked potatoes in aluminum blankets down at the border. Isn't this terrible? We should just open the border and let them in. And that's at least some portion of the angle here by making the crisis worse. Is, oh no, we made it worse, but look, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it by granting amnesty to all these children, and we're just going to let them into the country. Is that a good idea? Probably not. Will that turn parts of the Southwest and southern states into something like Brazil? Yeah, probably. But that's what I'm going to say. I have zero social capital anyway, so I'll just say that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to go, oh my goodness, look at how terrible this situation is. Let's grant amnesty to all these kids. There are literal children, and then there are people who are claiming to be children, and then there are people who are claiming to be the children of, the refugee children, their parents of, rather. No, that's my kid. Probably not. It's probably wild, gross, wanton sex trafficking happening across our southern border. But if you say something like that, then you're being racist, even though the Mexican cartels basically run Mexico, and that's not me saying that. That's a fact. I don't know about the integrity of the Mexican government per se, but the cartels seem to be the ones running the show, since they seem to do whatever it is they feel like doing. So there's a little bit of optimism, I guess. Is that optimism? Sunshine, there you go. Let's cap off the week with some dire predictions from Kyle. Well, I don't know what to tell you. The reboot continues as we build back better, or whatever the hell that means. Doesn't seem like we're building back better. It seems like there's more traffic. And yet there's also more homeless camps. What did I see? It was the report from the other day. Sort of North Seattle reporting like 50% more tents everywhere. And, to be charitable to the houseless population, housing prices are ridiculous. Rents are ridiculous. The application for rent processes is really tedious. I mean, it's like one of the reasons I don't move anymore. I'm just like, I'm tired of dealing with the paperwork and everything. And I have a relatively clean rental history. I have decent background, income, and everything else. But renting is just it's tedious. It's terrible. So you live in a tent on the sidewalk. No one tells you what to do. Apparently no one will evict you because the city just decided that the property rights of everyone else in the city are trumped by the property rights of the drug addicted and mentally ill, or just simple layabouts, to occupy the public spaces. So there's that. Huh. There's a Tesla that was all banged up. Is it a Tesla? What is that? Huh. Yeah, what's going down? More nonsense. You got Russia threatening to invade Ukraine again. And see, there's some of this is that I don't know what parts are real or not. I kind of covered this a few years ago on my podcast when I actually did a podcast. It was just, it was an epistemological nightmare. Russia is amassing forces near the border of Ukraine. I've heard it said that the eastern Ukrainians want to ally with Russia more than the western Ukrainians do. And there's some in-house fighting going on here between Ukrainians. There's a lot of history there. Russian, Soviet occupation, Nazi occupation. Ukraine is a distinct, the Ukrainians are distinct identity. Having dated a Ukrainian girl, they are not Russian. Okay? Whatever you think Ukrainian means, it means not Russian. It's like the Irish. My Belarusian friend was like, what the fuck is Irish? I was like, it means not English. All right, that's all you need to know. It means not English. So, Ukraine is its own unique situation. Why Russia, of all countries, the Russian Federation, or whatever you want to call them these days, why they want to encroach into Ukraine antagonistically kind of escapes me. It seems like kind of a waste of time and resources, and I don't know what they're trying to gain access to, Crimea and the Black Sea, and then by access to the Black Sea, then they have access to the Mediterranean, I guess, because Russia has always been a little bit handicapped in terms of sea access, which is why I think they still have Kaliningrad. Google it, kids. Kaliningrad is an exo-state? Is that the right term? It's not an exurb. That's a different thing. It's an exur state. It's a tiny piece of Russia that was maintained, I assume, after World War II, or after the collapse of the Soviet Union even. It's on the what? Not the Baltic. Baltic? What? Whatever the sea is that's north of Europe. What is that called? My goodness. Kaliningrad. It's a little tiny speck of a country that has access to the ocean. The Baltic? That's not right. Baltic? That doesn't sound right in my head. Maybe that's right. So maybe that's what the play is trying to get hold of Crimea. People have been fighting over Crimea for a long, long time. But Trump, remember Trump got impeached because he took, was it not Medvedev? What's the guy's name? I don't even remember anymore. The PM or president of Ukraine, on the phone call, we need to make sure that you guys aren't corrupt before we give you a bunch of, I think it was Javelin missiles. Javelin missiles are anti-tank missiles, if I recall. And then things checked out, and then we armed the Ukrainians with these anti-tank missiles. One thing Soviet military is known for is mass armor attacks, assaults. Like, they're good at tanking. They've been good at tanking for some time. And so these missiles would act as a bit of a foil, because they don't want to lose absurd amounts of vehicles and personnel. That keeps them at bay. Now we have the Biden administration with Hunter Biden being allegedly, supposedly, according to, you know, the laptop and Babalinsky and other people, was paid exorbitant amounts of money to serve on a Ukrainian energy board, right? So is he compromised in some way by the Ukrainian, his involvement in Ukraine, and then therefore is Joe Biden compromised? These are relevant questions, especially after the last 4 years of, well, Trump met with some Russian at Trump Tower, therefore he's a traitor and a Manchurian candidate. Off of potentially he met with some person who is a Russian and they talked about, I don't know, Russian orphanages or something. I'm sorry, I'm allowed to ask these questions after the last 4 years of media hysteria about anything and everything related to Trump. That doesn't just turn off or go away because you guys decided, okay, it's all good. We're now in a new era. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Actually, we should probably have been worrying about it before Trump, during Trump, after Trump, forever. Because there's immense amounts of power and money and influence being peddled, influenced, swayed, forced, leveraged all over the world all the time. And if you're not doing that, guess what? People are leveraging it against you. You are the subject of the power being exerted. You are the... Oh my goodness. Okay. Yep. Life is returning to normal. I am having to make tactical maneuvers in traffic. I don't like this. This is not, I mean, okay, look, this is good. It's a good thing. We are all going to benefit from life returning to normal, traffic patterns returning to their overburdened state they were in before the pandemic. But God, is it a pain in my ass. Okay. Anyways, Ukraine, Russia, are we going to war? Probably not. Will we endlessly be fear-mongered to about going to war? Absolutely. Same thing with Syria. Did we really go to war? Nah, we didn't really go to war. We just kind of like bombed stuff and like kept the war going amongst themselves. I mean, I guess that's great if you're running a proxy war or whatever, but the results were, let's say, a mixed bag in the sense that, you know, Assad is still in power and we had ISIS killing people all over the world. You know, a little give or take, right? So how's that for a ramble? How's that for some Kyle coherency on God, a Friday? What, this week, man, I'm telling you. I'm tired, guys. I'm real tired. Try to keep ahead of everything that's going on, sort out everything that's going on. Everyone's lost their damn minds. I still see people alone in their cars wearing a mask. Is this being a curmudgeon? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Are you like, yeah, Kyle, this is you being a curmudgeon? Or is this madness? Is there any end to it? Because I've black-pilled, sort of said, no, there is no end to it. It's not going to get better. It's actually only going to get worse. And then I sort of check myself because I'm like, God, really, man? Like, is it that dire? Yeah, guys, I'm afraid it might be that dire. It's like, it's not going to get better. The things that are insane now are only going to get worse. And so finding some shred of sanity in all of this madness, the politics, punditry, government, economics, you're a bike, so now you're a pedestrian, or are you a vehicle? God, cyclists are so obnoxious. Just straight up in the way. And then you're the one that's going to get run over, you morons. Anyways. I don't know. Maybe that's enough complaining from me for 1 week. I said I was going to go around and film some, like, homeless encampments. But maybe we'll get to that next week as you join Kyle the Journo on his journey through dystopian Seattle. All right, that's going to be for you, Soto, to make up for last week, or make up for this week. Later. Bye.